Welcome back to Online Darts, everyone. We're here in the Big Apple and we've got Damon Heta. Damon, I know you've been here for a few days, but what a city this is. How excited are you to be here?
Yeah, it's, like I said in a couple of interviews there, the amount of sporting people that's been here and the people in the theatre, the singers, the dancers, actors, all that, just, it's insane that, that darts is here and I'm here, so happy days.
Has MSG got the same appeal back in Australia as it has around the rest of the world?
Oh, I don't know, I think this is different. This is still fresh here, I feel, and it's a different dart crowd, I'm assuming, to what people have been saying compared to like Europe and in England and stuff like that, and yeah, I'm about to find out how similar it is to Australia even. But yeah, hopefully I'll put on a good show, and that's all I really want to do.
Look, we know you've done the World Series back home, but what was it like when you got the call to say Damon Heta is coming to the Garden?
I pretty much said, okay, what flight am I on? I literally said yes straight away without reading the T's and C's. And that was probably a silly mistake with me, but no, just absolute excited to be here. To get that call was amazing. I take every opportunity that I get, and I always do my best, and that's what I want to do.
Look, it's always a given that you're going to play back home because of the impact you've had, but to get the opportunities elsewhere must fill you with confidence. Hang on a minute, they're looking at me here.
Yeah, of course, yeah, brilliant. It just, I said to Matt, he rang me and said as well, I rang him, sorry, and I said, oh mate, what have you been doing? You're scraping at the bottom of the barrel here and whatever. He's like, no, you've earned your spot and thing. And then, so fair play, I was like, yeah, no, you know what? I've earned my spot here. I've put in the hard yards. I've got myself up in the rankings. And now it's all about staying there and hopefully getting invited to more stuff like this. And just bring it on with building that fan base as well. That's what it is, getting that fan base over here, getting the darts promoted over here, and then that way the game's going to grow again.
Well, you touched on, obviously, getting up in the rankings and stuff like that. Do you feel this is almost a dress rehearsal for what could be next year if that ranking stays the same?
Yeah, it's all about the confidence here that you get, right? So you put on a good display here, you're going into the tournament, you got the match play coming up. That's you know what I mean? So this prepares you for that. This is like being out of your comfort zone a little bit, but just a little bit. It's still the same stage, it's still the same playing darts, it's still a crowd, but it's a different crowd. It's a different. It's going to be a different atmosphere and stuff like that. And you're playing obviously the top players in the world. So that's another opportunity that I get to do, play on stage against the top players in the world.
No, we spoke at the Winmore World Masters and we were laughing about the Premier League, and you were like, no, I'm not in. And then all of a sudden, a couple of days before, you went, oh, maybe I might be because of all the chit chat and so on.
But it was insane.
But obviously, here, getting the call for things like this with your ranking, do you feel that you're in a prime position to have a real go at the Premier League next year?
I think it always comes down to like the World is massive, and now that the prize money for the Worlds is like next level, it's always going to bounce. I think a good 80 to 90% of that will count towards Premier League, so it does matter obviously, but at the same time there is a lot of events to play, and obviously for all these TV ones, the major ones and stuff, I really just want to go real deep in all of them, and you know what I mean, not get stuck at the first hurdle all the time or half the time or whatever. So it's all about getting there, getting involved, and making sure I'm there.
When you and Megan made the choice to come over here, did you ever think that this was possible?
Yeah, I didn't look at it this quick, that's for sure. It was always, my first thing was, all right, let's make top 64. And then after that, that was a little bar that I set probably too low. But now, being here I am now after, 5.5 years, it's absolute insane. There's not a great deal of players that's probably done this. And like I said, with the World Series, this is where I've come from. So there might not, it's a good pathway, but how many other, is that going to happen again? You know what I mean? It's just a good pathway, and I'm showing that way, that how it can be done, and hopefully, someone takes it up and does it the same way.
Obviously, talking about pathways, we've seen the landscape changing back home. Have you had time to process it all and see what's going on and stuff like that with the new organisation? We saw you obviously endorse it on your social media when they first launched and so on. Oh, it looks promising. Have you had time to look at it all properly yet and what this is going to mean for players back home?
Yeah, it's a massive amount of opportunities. It's more than what I got again, and I thought I had heaps of opportunities, but now it's even more again. So all it is now, it's up to the people and up to the players to take that advantage of it. And so we'll find out in the next coming months how it all pans out. But I spoke with obviously Greg. I've been speaking with Greg for years, and he's always talked about, we need to do something, this and this and this. He's always had plans and ideas, and then now it's here. So it's up to them, it's up to the players, it's up to everyone now to all chip in and really expand it more and get back to being that conveyor belt of good players coming out of there.
Globally, has darts ever been in a better place?
Oh, no. This is insane. Especially, I've been on tour, 5 years, and just prize money alone have gone up 3 times since I've been on board. So this is obviously the best it's ever been so far. And just to look to see coming to places like this, it could even go further again. And that's what it's looking like. And every time you hear about Barry talking about everything, it's like, mate, it's still growing and growing and growing. And he's got that hungry passion, attitude for darts that it's going to be bigger than, he reckons, as big as golf and stuff like that. Mate, I really hope it does get that far. You know what I mean?
He sounds you the dream, doesn't he?
Yeah, then I have more time for golf. But brilliant. I'm just really happy to be a part of it and to be one of those top echelons players and take an advantage.
Damon, absolute pleasure catching up with you here in the garden, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.